we have a new activity. And this activity would be in the science area of the Montessori classroom. And it is living and not living. So it's a combination of living and not living things that we're going to divide into the right category. So to do this, we need a container of objects, half of which are living and half of which are not living. Now, not actually alive. So I didn't go out and collect crickets and spiders, and my dog isn't in here. This is more just something that represents a living thing, and then something that represents a not living thing. Nothing in this container is actually living. It's a representation of whether it is living or not living. Again, we have 2 pieces of paper, and on the first we are going to write living. I am going to use 2 different colors in order to tell the difference for our non-readers. That this one, the purple one, says living. The pink one is going to say not living. You can do alive and not alive as well. Okay, so that is why you do living, not living. Okay, you can explain one with 2 words, not living. The one with 1 word, living. Living, not living. Okay, and then we're going to look into our container. Again, the first time that you do this, you choose the objects. So you might choose 6 or 8 objects just to teach them what you're trying to do. Then later on, they can take their container and add things that they would like to be part of their living or not living activity. Okay, so I'm gonna reach in, and the first thing is right on the top, and it's a little school bus. So can you tell me, is this school bus living or not living? Does it have a heart, and is it breathing? It's not living. Vehicles are not living. They have engines, they need gasoline, and a living thing needs to drive it, but it's not living. It would go under not living. Okay. This, that is, it's a dolphin. Is a dolphin living or not living? It's living. It's a living creature. It lives in the ocean. So it's living. Living. It has babies, a heart that beats, eats food. It's living. It's alive. Okay. An airplane. Is an airplane living or not living? It's not living. It's not living. It's not like that bus. Not living. Okay. Oh. Some type of cloven hoofed, or hoofed. Looks like a cloven hoof. I don't know what this is, but it's an animal of some sort. I bet some of you children know what kind of animal this is. What do you think? But I do know one thing. Is it living or not living? What do you think? It's living. It's definitely living. It's an animal. Animals are living. What's this? A police car. Is a police car living or not living? Not living. An owl. Ooh, ooh, an owl. Is this owl living or not living? Living. A big brown truck. Is this big brown truck living or not living? Not living. And a puma or a wildcat. Definitely living. Definitely living. Living. Living and not living. Now, a lot of things can be in the not living category. I can look behind me and probably find some things like this container of magnets strips that was on my shelf. Well, these little things, magnetic discs, they're definitely not living. But I can also turn behind me and find this giant giraffe that's a lot bigger than my other animals, and that would be living. So you can look around your house and find things. The things that I found for not living are all part of a transportation game that I have. So that's why they're transportation items. But there's lots of things. I have a lock right here. Well, this lock isn't living. So this would go under not living. So you might have lots of things that you can use for living and not living games. So what you're going to do is keep your little container of not living and living things. Maybe put some things back with other games that you did. But you're always going to have this little container of living and not living. If you feel like it's something that you would like to play again, you can put it inside of your living or not living container and do it again. Okay? Good luck with living and not living. It's a fun one. Bye-bye.